I suppose the first thing I would say is that everybody can write and they can speak. It's just very odd how people think writing is incredibly separate and incredibly different in engagement or pursuit to that of everyday conversation. It's really your conversations, your thoughts, but instead of them streaming out in real time, as mine is now, you can go back and correct particularly control over time. So I can now go back and edit what I've just said to make it more relevant. That's essentially what writing is. We all know that. But as Eliot said, between the desire and the performance falls the shadow. And I'm sure many of you in this room, because most human beings, sometimes in life, probably try to write what is sometimes rather off-puttingly called creative. And that's where the shadow has fallen, because you can all speak, you all have ideas, you probably all have stories to tell in some ways, or ideas to disseminate. But the shadow has fallen. And I suppose there are two things that cause it to fall. One is that we have to appreciate what astonishingly hard work it is to produce a book. I don't think anybody who's produced any book deserves a fall, because they have at least discovered how hard it is, just in terms of labour, to produce 18,000 words plus the average length of a novel, say. And they have gone through the problems of throwing away the first chapter 17 times, starting again, and they have laboured through it. Even if the work is not great, they deserve applause for that. Anybody who can do that has started off. And I sometimes think maybe there are too many writers in the world. We don't like the competition. Or there aren't enough. But I think the important thing is for those who want to feel liberated to be able to let go of their self-consciousness, to allow the writing to do the work for the strings of the way, because that's the technical shadow. And if there is any way that you can stop worrying about whether what you're writing is literary, and brilliant, and elegant, and original, to worry fuss too much. I mean, as with all things, there's a kind of paradox, because craftsmanship and vernacular and taking care of the expenses is a beautiful part of writing. On the other hand, a self-conscious desire to new mint phrases all the time can get in the way of the reader. As you know, when you're reading a book, sometimes you actually forget that your eyes are scanning print and you are lost in a strange kind of experience in relationship with the language of the story or whatever it is that's being said to you. And at other times, you keep having to start again because you're conscious, and that's often because the writing has been. So I suppose we all are embarked on journeys trying to be writers, and what we try and do is overcome the labour and overcome the self-consciousness with my initial view.
Sure. You're a very good invitation, essentially. Before you answer, a good story using your invitation.
Well, there was one occasion when Joseph was Prime Minister later in his life, in the 1950s, he was woken up by a secretary.
One by me before.
No, unfortunately, one of our backbenchers, one of our squires from the Shire, was caught with a young guardsman in the bush in James Park the other night, on Thursday night, and in the newspaper, he was getting a bit of a scandal about it.
The other night? Thursday night?
So yes, Thursday night.
It's very cold on Thursday night.
I think it would be coldest November night for 30 years.
Makes you proud, really.
But just with my like World Wide Web, my www are P.G. Woodhouse, Oscar Wilde, and Ethan Moore, three of my great literary heroes. Each one of them has a quality that I was inspired to. Ward's simple brilliance in prose and character story, his satirical eye, his refusal to be sentimental about anything, his refusal to allow the reader the benefits and virtues of justice and fairness in his storytelling, and the bad always ends well, and the good always seems to end badly, especially now in P.G. Woodhouse was such a great craftsman, such an extraordinary writer of prose. If I could write like that, I would be very, very happy indeed. And he was so modest and such a kind soul. And Oscar Wilde is trying to stay now a greater and more respected figure than he ever has been. The Prince, where he, the patron saint of students and artists, dreamers everywhere, as big around the world as almost any English language writer. The most popular after Shakespeare in many countries, including Japan. And there's something about his kindness of spirit. He's known as the wit, but he was the greatest, generous and extraordinary man. He was also the greatest essayist of his time, often forgotten. So I think I would take a little bit of Oscar, a little bit of war, and a little bit of musical stuff for myself. E.G. Warhouse. Anyway,
that's a cheat.
Great parody on poems. I mean, between parody, pastiche, imitation, and downright plagiarism, there is a sort of penumbra, I suppose. Who was it who said that mediocre artists borrow great artists? But I think parody is a very important thing when you're young, to sort of flex your muscles as a writer, or indeed as any kind of artist, if you're a composer, to write parodies of Chopin. You know, we all know, for reluctant writers, it comes in if you can play a Beatles song in the style of this or Beethoven. There's something very enjoyable about parody, because it reinforces what we feel about the individual voice of the writer. Yes, I recognize that style. You know, it's a marvelous thing to do, but I'm not sure that parody can ever be a great art. There are great novels which have parody in unity and distill parody masterpiece, the great quality of that masterpiece. And certainly all the time, it's a deeply popular thing. But it's interesting. I mean, I always enjoyed it. There's a great English parody, Jones, called Craig Brown, who every week manages to run live to sometimes produce a masterly parody of some politician or whatever. You've taken the idea for a walk, and you often take these with you as a germ. But for most of it, my it has to be something I know about. There's fantasy and there's imagination, and they're often confused. Imagination is not making things up. It's penetrating the identities of other people, thinking of the world from someone else's point of view. Fantasy is really making it up. I don't think they can do that. I know that science fiction or fantasy fiction. But not necessarily autobiographical in any sense, but just something one knows about, familiar with the territory one has. That can be human relations, of course, of the course, all the most detailed times, or it can be a milieu. But